In last video, we study up to last page and one question I arise you, why does a country need a constitution? Before completing this question, one question I ask you, why does a game need a rule? Because if we are not knowing the rules and how to play the game and the way to play a game, so it is not possible for us to play it in a proper way and in a better way. So same thing happen if a country is not knowing the rules and regulations, so it is not possible for a government to run properly in a smooth way or in a proper way. Before starting anything, I just want to read this paragraph for you all. Today, most countries in the world have a constitution. Yes, so many countries following the constitution means written document. That book is written for their country. While all democratic countries are likely to have a constitution, it is not necessary that all countries that having a constitution are democratic. Yes, so many countries having a constitution, but it is not necessary the country is having constitution, but it is democratic. Yes, I will give you one example. The China is having constitution, but the country is not democratic. The constitution serves several purposes. First, it lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of a country that we as a citizen aspire to live in. The first lays out certain ideals that form the basis of a kind of country. Means इसके अंदर कुछ means in this having some ideals that is related to this how to live in as a citizen. Or put another way, a constitution tells us what the fundamental nature of a society means. Constitution also tell us what is the nature of our society, where we are living. A country is usually made up of different communities of people. Means the constitution having one thing, the country is having different community people, means people those who are following different religion or different beliefs, and certain beliefs may not necessarily agree on all issues, and every community is not ready to follow all issues and even not ready in all things. So a constitution, in this manner, a constitution helps us to be run in a single way or in a proper way. And if the people having different community but their point of view is different, but in the constitution everything is mentioned कि everyone have to follow these rules and principles that all persons in a country can agree upon on the basis of their way, and that is betterment for the country and to be governed. And this includes not only the type of government but also an agreement on certain ideals that they all believe the country should uphold. Now before starting anything, we'll study this image, and nearby this image right hand side one thing is mentioned. Just see this image. This is the image of Constituent Assembly. Yes, now I will tell you what is Constituent Assembly after reading this. Now first of all, I just want to read it for you. In 1934, the Indian National Congress made the demand for Constituent Assembly. During the Second World War, this assertion for an independent Constituent Assembly formed only of Indian gained momentum, and this was conveyed in December 1946. The photo on page 2 shows some members of the Constituent Assembly between December 1946 and November 1949. The Constituent Assembly drafted a constitution for independent India, free to shape their destiny at last after 150 years of British rule. The members of the Constituent Assembly approached this task with the great idealism that the freedom struggle had helped produce. You will read more about the work of the Constituent Assembly later in the chapter, and the photo alongside shows Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru addressing the Constituent Assembly. Now you may again see in this picture the Jawaharlal Nehru is addressing the Constituent Assembly. Now one thing, what is Constituent Assembly? Now I tell you what is Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly of India, consisting of indirectly elected representatives, was established to draft a constitution for India, including non-separate countries of Pakistan and Bangladesh. It existed for approx 3 years, the Parliament of India after independence. Okay. And why do we need a constituent assembly? A constituent assembly is a body composed for the purpose of drafting or adopting a constitution. A constituent assembly is usually set up for its specific purpose, which it carries out in a relative short time, after which the assembly is dissolved. Means when the constitution is drafted, then assembly will be dissolved and everyone can be moved from there. Now we'll study the next page of this particular. Now in this you are seeing two images. In this you are seeing two images. The first is the country of Nepal has witnessed several people struggle for democracy, and there was a people struggle in 1990 that established democracy that lasted for 12 years until 2002. In October 2002, King Gyanendra sitting the Maoist uprising in the countryside as his reason began taking over different aspects of the government. With the army's assistance, the king then finally took over as the head of government in February 2005, in November 2005, Moist and so many things, and 12 points of agreement single, large, eminent, democracy, people, and so many things were there. Now see in this, what is democracy? Now first of all, you are seeing the image of Nepal, and here are the people of Nepal are struggling for democracy. Means here is the rule of a king. There is no leader or anyone. Here is a rule of a king, and they were struggle from 1990 to 12 years. Means total 12 years they have struggled for democracy, and after 12 years in 2002 their country will be a democratic country and the elected leader will be chosen by the people. And before that, in that country the rule is of a king, and one king is rule over there. And now I will tell you what is democracy. A democracy is a government run by the people. Means democracy means the government that is run by the people, means a common man. Means we will select our elected representative, and each citizen has say or vote in how the government is run. This is different form of a monarchy or dictatorship, where one person, the king or dictator, has all the power. There are two main types of democracies, direct or and representative. Okay, now we'll study this. Let us try and understand what we mean by this through two contrasting situations in the recent history of Nepal, country that borders India on the north. Yes, it is the border of India on north side, and until quite recently Nepal was monarchy, and previous constitution of Nepal, which had been adopted in 1990, reflected the fact that the finally authority rested with the king. Yes, as I told you previously, the people's movement in Nepal fought for several decades to establish democracy. In 2006, they finally succeeded in putting an end and the powers of king, and the people have to write a new constitution to establish Nepal as democracy. Yes, people start drafting the constitution, they have write the new constitution, and people have fought for this democracy because their country is monarchy based, not democracy, and the rule of a king is followed, and decades they have to follow, and after some years the country will be ruled by the one single ruler. And it is on the north side on the map of India, as we already put Nepal in last 7th class in our Indian map, political map. We already mentioned where it is, so I don't think so right now I need to mention it again. As in the game of football, in which change in the constitutive rules will change the game along together. Means if we will change the rule of a game of a football or anything, so many things will change. Then Nepal, by moving from monarchy to democratic government, yes, now it will convert from monarchy to democratic government. Monarchy means single rule, means the rule of a king will be followed, and democratic means the leader will be chosen by the citizen of that country. Now needs to change all its constitutive rules in order to usher in new society. This is why the people of Nepal are in the process of writing new constitution. Yes, after some time the people of Nepal are ready to do it in a new way, means ready to write a new constitution. The caption alongside elaborate Nepal's struggle for democracy. With this one caption is comes alongside, that is elaborates Nepal's struggle for democratic, means you may write this. And second important purpose of constitution is to define the nature of the country political system. Okay, इसका second important purpose क्या था कि उसका political जो nature था that everyone can understand. Nepal earlier constitution stated that the country was to be ruled by the king and his council of minister. Means second जो point था, that is the country is ruled by the king and his council of minister. In the countries that have adapted democratic form, yes, in the country they adapted the democratic form. And in the third page you may see the government or policy. The constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern decision making and within these society. Now I will give you one example here from the book. It is written over there, so please go through the book and read it. I am telling you again and again, if you will not read, then it is quite difficult to understand these topics, because the Indian constitution is most important topic, and in further classes also it will very much helpful for you if you will study hear it properly. Then you no need to worry about it 9th and 10th class. So hope all of you will follow these instructions. Now I will give you one example. Suppose we all are in the class and I am teaching you on in particular class, and at that time I need to go, and some important work was there, and someone parents is waiting for me outside in the office, and that time it is quite crucial and quite important to visit and to be meet with them. So what I will do, so I will leave the class. Before leaving the class, I just want to tell one of the student who is the monitor of the class to come and please take care of the student. If anyone can make noise, please let me know when I will come back, and then I will do action with him or her. Okay? So what happened that time? I leave the class, and one of the student, what he will do? So in that way, if one of the student who is the monitor and he is not ready to do discussion with everyone, and one of the boy is he is having some problem with one of the student of his own classmate. So when I come and he tell me, ma'am, that particular student is making noise and doing some nuisance activity in the class during your lecture. So ma'am will scold, and ma'am will not listen anything about his side, and ma'am directly give him punishment. So is this a correct way? No, I don't think so this is the correct way. So this thing happened. If the democracy is there in the society, then everyone having a rights to say, means no one can use the rules in for their betterment and for doing this thing. If you are having some problem with that student, so it is your personal problem, but you are not supposed to do in this manner, and teacher will not ready to listen him and directly scold him and give him a punishment. So this is not the way. If democracy is there, then everyone can be do this in a proper way. And now the questions here: in what ways in the class monitor misusing his power? Yes, of course he is misusing his power. As you all see, in which of the following situation is a minister misusing his power? Refuses the section of project ministry technical reason, threatens to send his security staff to rough up his the neighbor and call up the police station and asking them not to register the complaint that is like to be filed against the relative. Now is this, here is the example of one of the student is given. He belongs to the Dalit family and so many things, and it is very different from caste, culture, creed, religion, facial expression, birth, and so many things, and fundamental rights of Indian constitution. So hope you will solve these questions, these two questions, and give me the answer of these particulars. And now we'll read the chapter carefully. I hope you all will read it carefully and properly. Now here is one example. Let us recap the reason for the constitution plays an important role in a democratic society by recalling the constitutive rules that you have read about through these example. The people of Nepal are writing a new constitution after the success of the people's movement for democracy. Suresh of the class monitor wrongly picks up Anil, his classmate. The girls do not get the play basketball because the boys are majority in the class. Yes, this example is also there over there. So please read it again and again. I'm telling you, read the chapter. It is very helpful for you. Shabnam decides to revise her chapter instead of watching TV. And constitutive rule. It lays down ideals that define the kind of country that we want to live in. Now the key features of Indian Constitution. We'll continue it in our